Welcome to my channel CADman Tutorials. Today let us see how to create this drawing in AutoCAD in a step-by-step method. So let's get started. So before starting, let's check it out if all the possible dimensions are available in order to create this drawing in AutoCAD. So the dimension from here end to the circle is given from here to here and from here to the center of the circle. And the step dimension is given 6.5 and the center radius from here to here is 46 is given. Okay, and from here the radius 28, 13, 22, radius 8 from this center, radius 6, radius 19, so radius 22, radius 13. So this is radius 28. Okay, all the dimensions are given. So let's start taking this as a first center point in order to create the drawing. So first create a line, the center line, by giving command L, enter, and draw a line. And create a circle of radius 8. So first we have created this radius 8, the outer circle, the radius 8, and the inner radius is R6. So this we have done, and this we are going to create. So in order to create that, go for shortcut command C for circle, enter, and from the same center, try to define the radius R, enter, and give value 6. And similarly, let's create this R19, the outer radius. So go for a circle, and from the same center, give radius 19. And basically what I try to do is I keep editing my objects based on the profiles given in the drawing. So here in this drawing R19 we have got a half radius, less than half radius. So I have a full circle here. In order to do that, to make my drawing simple, I try to go for a break command, and I try to break this line, break this arc, so which is required in order to continue with my drawing in a simplest way. So then the next thing I am going to create is from the same center, from here to here, the radius is given as radius 46. So first I try to create this the center line is radius 46. So from the same center I try to create radius 46. And even here I'll just break this arc and remove this extra part. I only required from here to here. So in order to make my drawing simple, I'll go for a break command, BR, enter, and try to remove from here to here. So now I'll try to offset this, or okay, I'll try to offset, because from this center the radius is given as 13. That means the inner circle will be offset of 13 from here to here. From here to here the distance will be 13 because the radius is 13. Now even here it will be 13. So I'll try to offset the same line to a distance of 13 inside and 13 outside. So go for a offset command, say 13. Okay. Now in order to get the point here, in order to create this R13, I need a point. So that point will be from this center, that point is at a distance of 25. And the same way to this center point. In order to create this R13, I need a center point which is 25 away from this center. So first I'll try to offset the same line to a distance of 25 either side. And this intersection one, I'll try to remove off or break off the lines which I don't require to keep my drawing simple. And this is the center point. So here, if you check it out, this is the center point which I require here, and this is the center point which I require. So I'll try to, from this center, I'll try to create a circle of radius 13 here, and from this intersection point of this line and this arc, I'll try to create a circle of radius 13. So go for a C command, from this intersection point say R13, and similarly from here say R13. So and I try to remove the extra part so that I get my required profile. And I try to break this off so that now this is my center line. So in order to keep this as a center line, I'll just click this, go for center line, and I try to change the solid line to center line. And because the center line seems to be very near, so I'll try to change the scale, line type scale from 1 to say 5. Now I'm able to see the center line clearly. So the next step is let's create this line, these circles, which is an offset from this center to a distance of 4 to the center of these circles. So I'll try to create a line from here, and I'll try to move this down and try to offset to a distance of 4, and I'll try to move this to a distance, and I'll try to intersect this center line. So the line which is intersecting to this, I'll try to extend this line in order to get my center of these circles. So here similarly the same, because as the dimensions are not given here for this circle and for this circle, and from here and here, the same dimensions has to be taken as R6 and R8 for these two pair of circles. So go for a C command, say radius 6, go to a circle command and say radius 8, and similarly here, if you check it out, from here we have got a distance of 25. So okay, so let's try to create first, because the center from this end is given as 19. So as we don't have that edge now, we will not be able to create these circles, because first we need to create this line and then offset that line to a distance of 19 in order to get the center. So just leave those two circles here, and let's try to create this top line, this line, because the dimension is given as 64 from this circle. So from this circle, the distance is given as 64. First we'll try to offset the same line, this center line, to a distance of 64. So we have got a line, and here first try to create this line, because from the same center the distance is given as 38. So we'll try to offset this line to a distance of 38 in order to get the end of this object. And so offset to distance of 38, and I'll try to join these two lines by giving fillet radius 0, enter, and try to select those two lines in order to join at the corner. And now I try to create these arcs. So first, in order to create this arc, I need to offset this line to a distance of 3 in order to get the center. Okay. And as this is R3, we'll try to offset to a distance of 1.5 in order to get the center of this. So from here to here is 1.5, and from here to here is, from here to here is 3, and from here to here is 3. So I'll try to offset to 3 and 3, and this intersection point I'll try to create radius. Okay, first try to offset this line to a distance of 25, and now as this is R3, we'll try to offset the same line to a distance of 6. Offset to 6. Similarly, you'll try to offset this line to a distance of 3 in order to get my circle of radius 3. So now let's try to trim out the extra parts which I don't require, and I'll try to remove these two lines, and I'll remove the center line, and I'll try to remove the extra lines in order to get my profile. So now we have completed this, and let's try to join by giving an tan radius arc from here to here. So already we have this radius 19 circle here. We need to join this arc by giving a circle. So for that, go for a circle and go for tan radius. So select the tan and select the tan and give the radius as 22. So just try to trim off the extra lines which I don't require. So now we have got the complete profile. I'll try to delete this line. So now we can create this circles because we have got the end of this line, and from there we need to offset to a distance of 19, and from this circle let's try to offset the center line to a distance of 25 in order to get the intersection point or the center point for these two circles. So let's try to offset to a distance of 19 from here to here, and try to offset to a distance of 25 from here to here, and try to stretch this line little inside in order to get my intersection point. And let's try to, within the intersection point of these two lines, try to create radius 6 and radius 8 circles. So go for intersection point, say radius 6, and go for a circle and radius 8. So let's try to break this off from here to here, or let's try to create a circle in order to keep my center lines equal. Okay, I'll try to delete that extra line. So now we have got that circle too. So next thing is, let's try to offset or try to create a circle from here in order to create this radius 22, and from here in order to create this radius 28. So let's, from this intersection point, let's try to create a radius of 22, and I'll try to keep my drawing simple. I'll try to break this off, and in order to get this radius 13, let's try to give tan radius of 13 circle. So let's go to tan radius, select this and select this, and give the radius as 13. So here you can see there is a gap. That's why I'm unable to trim this object. If I trim, it will take till here. So in order to join those two lines, go for a lengthen command. They dynamically lengthen this arc, and now try to trim off this and this. You can exactly trim that object perfectly. So now we have got this profile. Similarly, let's create from here an arc of radius 28 on the other side. Go for a circle command. From the intersection point, go for radius 28, and let's try to break this off from here to here. Okay. Now, before that, let's try to offset this circle to a distance of 38 in order to get our outer profile. So offset to 38 from here to here, and so in order to get this center to create this radius 28, in order to create this radius 28, you need a center here, so which is at a distance of 51 from this intersection point, and 25 from this end of this line. So let's try to first construct this in order to get the center point. So first what I do is I try to offset this center line to a distance of 32, then to a distance of 25, and then to a distance of 51 in order to get this arc 28 center. Okay, so let's go for 32 from here to here, which is the end point of this arc and this line, and try to offset to a distance of 25 from here to here, and try to offset to a distance of 61 from here to here. Sorry, it's not 61, it's 51. It's 51. Offset to 51 from here to here. So let's try to stretch this line, and in order to get this center point, let's extend this center line, the arc center line, or the center of this radius 13 center line, in order to get the intersection point. So I'll try to stretch this till here, and this is my center point. From here I'll try to create a radius of 28. So now I got this arc radius. So I'll try to remove this construction line and try to join this, and try to trim off this line, and try to break this line from here to here. So Try to lengthen dynamically in order to have that profile. And now, in order to get this 20.5, let's try to offset this radius 38 line to a distance of 25, and the intersection point of that and from this, the same center line extension, you'll have an intersection point. From there you can create this 20.5. So let's first try to offset 20.5 from here to here and extend this intersection point of this line till here and try to create this arc of radius 20.5, this radius. So go for a circle from this intersection point, create fillet radius 20.5. Now let's try to trim out the unwanted lines. Remove this and let's give the fillet of radius 6.5 in order to get our required profile. So go for a fillet radius 6.5 from here to here. So now you got your required profile. So similarly, here let's try to create a 28 from this intersection point. So let's try to offset the same line to a distance of 51 from here to here and try to move this line in order to have an intersection point here, and I'll try to extend this line. Now you got the intersection point from here to a distance of 61 and which is intersecting with this center of this radius 13. So let's try to create a radius of 28. So now you got the required profile. Let's try to extend this. Okay. So before that, we have constructed this, and there is one more arc. This is arc 22. So we have created this arc 22, and there is one more radius of 68 continuing with this arc 22. So first let's try to create this arc 68 and then let's join these two. So from this same center, let's create radius 68 and try to extend this and try to trim out the extra part. Now try to extend this. Okay. Now we have got a radius 22 and radius 68 here. So if you check out, this is radius 22 and this end is radius 68. So now we got the intersection point of this, and so now in order to create this profile, so let's try to offset this radius 38 to a distance of 25 and this line of 51 offset from here, that line will try to offset to a distance of 25. So offset to a distance of 25 and try to offset to a distance of 25 this line and here. So now the intersection point of these two, try to create a radius 25 in order to get that profile here. So say fillet radius 25. Sorry, try to create a circle 25. See, enter. From the intersection point of this, create fillet radius 25. Now try to remove out the extra construction elements. remove this, and let's have this construction line. So here let's try to give fillet radius between this arc and this arc. So radius 3. So say fillet radius 3 from this arc to this arc. So now we have got the required profile. So now we are left out with this profile. So we already created this arc, and we need to create this arc and then continue with the other profile. So here already we have this line which is 32 distance from this center line. We have the end point, that is this end point, and this is 25 line. So in order to get that intersection point to create this arc of radius 9.5, let's try to offset this line to a distance of 6.5. So let's try to offset to a distance of 6.5 from here to here, and let's try to break this line, and from this intersection point let's try to create a fillet radius of 9.5. So here we have got the required arc, and let's try to break this off till here, and so now we are left out with this arc. So in order to get that arc radius 9.5, let's try to offset this line to a distance of 9.5, and it falls on the intersection point of this line. So let's try to offset to a distance of 9.5 from here to here, and try to create a circle of radius 9.5. So this is the intersection point. Let's try to keep the drawing simple. And so this line has to extend, the same center line has to extend to this till this arc. So let's try to extend that line and trim out the extra portion. So in order to have intersection lines, we'll just try to copy. So now we have done with the drawing, or anything we are left out with? No, we are done with the drawing. Now let's try to create our center lines which is required, and so this is the line. Okay, this is also the center line. So I'll try to change the color of the main drawing to yellow, and try to give the match property to all the lines which I wanted to convert to yellow. and let's match property the center lines also. And so now let's try to give the dimensions in order to check if the drawing is to the perfection. So let's provide the dimension from here to the center line 64. Let's try to increase the dimension style. Go for D command, go to dimension style, modify, and for the symbols it is 0.18, give as 1, and for the text height give as 1.5. Say OK, set current, close. OK, still will increase little, say it as 2, and even this will make it as 2.5. Set current, close. OK, this is 64, and from here to here it is 25. From this end to the center is 19. From this center to here is 32, and from here to here it is 25, and from this midpoint to this line it is 51, and from here to here it is 25, and from here to here it is 25, and from this point to this point it is 9.5. Okay, sorry, this should be 6.5. So this, I'll try to move this to a distance of 3 and try to extend this line and try to extend this line and try to trim off the extra portion. Now if I give the dimension from this point to this point, it is 6.5. So we have got the 6.5 dimension, and there is one more linear dimension from here to here, it is 25, and from here to here it is 4. So let's try to change the precision to 0 for all the drawings and try to give the match property in order to get the same precision. And now let's try to give the radius dimension. So this is radius 22. This is radius 8. This is radius 6. This is radius 19. This is radius 13. This is radius 22. This is 13. 28. 68. 3. 25. Okay. Here let's give the dimension 38 from here to here later. This is 6.5. This is radius 28. This is 20.5. This is radius 46. This is radius 13. This is radius 9.5. This is radius 9.5. Okay, so this should be radius 9. Let's give the dimension from here to here is 38. So, well, we have done with all the dimensions with precision. Let's try to give the precision to 2 decimal points or 1 decimal point. Now this is done. So we have done the drawing with the precision. So if anybody has got doubt, they can mail me at cadman tutorials 16414@gmail.com. Please comment, message and subscribe my channel, Cadman Tutorials. Thank you.